Listen, folks, we have all seen this screen, whether we like it or not, and while the majority of us would like to get right back into the action with any of the many revival mechanics available to us, what if I told you that staying dead a teensy tiny bit longer would be actually extremely beneficial? Flowers actually have a 50% chance to become evil flowers for any potential sanity stations you want to use out there with a bee queen crown. And yes, that very same 50% chance actually extends to flower petals as well. Mushrooms have a 25% chance to change their colors, as you just seen right there, so if you've got a lot of reds, turn them into the much better green and blues. Pink mushrooms actually have a 10% chance to change, but they also have a significant chance to lose spoilage, which is not great. If you're gonna change colors, make sure they're in the ground. A sneaky favorite of mine would be haunting pig heads, as doing so will open their eyes for a brief moment, and if somebody hammers these, you get a free nightmare fuel, as they'll perform like they do on full moons. All pig types have a 25% chance to become were-pigs, otherwise the mobs are just gonna panic, which should actually be a note for anybody at home as well. You can panic mobs, then maybe give your friends a way out of a sticky situation. Hounds have a 50% chance to turn into an ice hound and or fire hound, which could be used to farm things like red gems, blue gems, more hound teeth, etc. One of my favorites by far, and absolutely one of the most beneficial hauntings out there, is the fact that we have a chance to get 500 extra seconds of growth time on rock lobsters, and you really aren't going to notice unless you can see their health. If their health increases when you haunted them, that means you did good work. And you want to do this because rock lobsters get absolutely ridiculous the longer they're in a game, but if we can speed that process up, why wouldn't we speed that process up? Another really sneaky one, everyone, is haunting blueprints. When you haunt blueprints, they actually change blueprints. So if you can keep this up for a little while, especially nowadays with how crafting tabs are now a thing, you can kind of get almost any bloody blueprint that you want. Point noted, right here. There are some fun bits to have too, like that. Mosquitoes have a 25% chance to explode, if you can even catch them, to haunt them, that is. Spiders that have been haunted are guaranteed to drop spider glands, which just goes hand in hand in actually reviving any of your dead friends in this game, I might add. If you're dead and you're looking for something to do before your team revives you, tumbleweeds can actually be rummaged through by ghosts, but as always, there's a bloody chance to do it. Haunting moleworms that are digging knocks them out of their digging for whatever reason, but hey, I suppose that's a good time to hammer them, of course. If you got them, haunting pig torches will automatically refuel them, which also just so happens to spawn another guardian pig. We also have some oddities in here, like how we can haunt big meat to turn it into monster meat, and yes, this does extend to things like big jerky, turning into monster jerky. One of the more basic things is that ghosts can push items on the ground, be them in the way, be them about to be set on fire, you get the picture. We have a mere 10% chance to turn any tier 3 spider den into a spider queen, and in a similar vein, we have quite the chance to make any spider queen spawn additional spiders even if she's not aggroed on anything. Somehow, some way, trees can even be chopped down, everybody. It just takes a million flippin' years if you're not doing it on, say, dead trees already. But perhaps when you're chopping down any of these trees very, very slowly, you'll get extremely lucky and spawn a tree guardian 0.1% of the time. And yeah, I really do not understand why after all these years, it is still such a low chance. Once again, if you're looking for a task to do as a ghost, you have a 75% chance to reset teeth traps for your friends. Houndius shootiuses have one of the weirdest things ever. 50% of the time, they just get frozen whenever you haunt them. And yes, it's a thing. Bees have a 50% chance to turn into killer bees, and I don't really know why you would do that per se, but hey, It's a thing. If it bothers anybody, bee mines have like a 10% chance to go off if you happen to haunt them. But here's the better question. Who the heck is using bee mines in this game? Night lights, if you're using them, have a 50% chance to just go completely out. Haunting a pile of balloon is fun, as you somehow, some way create new balloons. And don't worry about blowing them up anymore. I believe Clay took that away. If for whatever reason you have a Wendy and a Virgo Mortis, you can haunt it, and then as a ghost, you get a very, very brief speed boost. One of the only ways to get followers as a ghost in this game is to haunt one-man bands, but the problem is they won't actually follow you. They only follow the one-man band that actually went off and triggered their loyalty, which is kind of dumb. Ghosts are actually very magical as well, everyone, as if we haunt regular magic staffs and or ancient staffs out there, we have a chance to set them off. And sometimes, in the case of a fire staff here, that's not a good thing. They'll actually set fire to nearby structures and stuff. And yeah, sure, most of the time it's only 10% chances here, but say in the event of a deconstruction staff in the right place, wrong time, you might deconstruct something you don't want to do, be it a structure or another craftable item. No surprise here, I imagine, haunting ice staffs has a slight chance to kind of freeze nearby enemies, but it probably won't do it fully to most enemies, as some of the chilling mechanics are still gonna apply, as you just saw. It's gonna take 2 blasts. No surprise here, everyone. Telelocator focuses have a chance to go off, but they don't really teleport anything. They kind of just strike lightning, set things on fire, and move on. Never mind, I lied. They do teleport things. There we go. Star color staffs have a 10% chance to spawn a dwarf star nearby. Here's kind of a bad thing about dwarf stars though. Yeah, if you haunt them, they just go away immediately. So don't do that. That's a complete waste. And of course, the same thing applies to moon color staffs and their polar lights, of course. And last but not least, one more task that your dead friends can do for you: hunt. And this is actually a really interesting one. Yes, suspicious dirt piles will indeed reveal themselves, and we can follow them and still spawn the hunt even if we're dead. And there you have it, everyone. An updated and revisited guide, in case you didn't know. But this video is from 2019, and holy moly am I glad we went back to it, because a lot of what's in it doesn't actually work anymore. But hey, even if we are missing some beneficial things and some quirks here and there is still a lot to note about being a ghost. It's like I said at the start, folks, so perhaps enjoy your afterlife a little bit longer before returning to the land of the living. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Let me know if I missed anything or if you have anything else to add, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.